What's up, folks? Aaron here, and today we're going to cover week one of my Agile for One mobile app development and also some running stuff. There's a lot to cover, so let's get started. Cheers, folks. So, I'm going to start with the app development thing. So, this was week one. I identified that I wanted to do the first week as kind of a research and development R&D sprint. So the one big thing for the week was by the end of the week, I wanted to be ready to write code next week, today. And as far as that goes, success. The objectives below that were basically 1, get my dev environment set up, 2, figure out exactly which technology I was going to use for this app development thing, and 3, have a basic set of user stories on my Trello board so that I have something to start on. So, success on all 3 of those. Any surprises this week? Yes, actually. The tech stack I'm planning on using is Xamarin because it runs in C# and it lets me create for both iOS and Android platforms without having to use a bunch of specialized code. But what I didn't know was that to actually deploy something on iOS or any Apple device really, let's just say iOS, you need to be able to sign your binaries from a Mac. I don't own a Mac. So yeah, as far as physical device testing goes, this is not going to get physically tested for a while. That's really not an insurmountable issue because with Xamarin I can prototype everything in Visual Studio and just run kind of the device simulator for iOS and Android. But obviously before I would want to do any kind of physical release on iOS or Android, I need to do some physical device testing. That's somewhere down the road, so it's just one of those things where I'm kind of realizing right here at the start, okay, this is a thing that we'll have to address down the line. Probably, I don't know. If this goes on in a direction where I'm actually going to ship something, then probably pick up a cheap MacBook off of Craigslist and a couple of cheap Android phones off Craigslist or eBay as well. And boom, there's my device testing all set. So that was week one. This week, I'm going to start my initial development sprint, and I'm actually going to completely ignore all the user stories that I wrote last week. There's a good reason for that, though. The user stories are for the project I want to build, but I've never done mobile development before. I've never done Xamarin development before. So I'm taking the advice of John Sonmez from Simple Programmer and Bulldog Mindset, and I am reducing the number of variables that I have to deal with right off the start. So, new-ish tech stack to me, mobile, Xamarin, new program that I'm trying to do all the development on. Let's reduce that a little bit. One of the things Simple Programmer recommends is redo the same. When you're learning a new language or a new development area, do a program you've done before. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a Project Euler based test program that I've built out 2 or 3 times in various ways over the years. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build that in Xamarin and get that running. So C#, I already know C#. I could probably dig out my old C# code that I've used, but I'm not going to. Just for the sake of practice, I'll re-implement that with new C# code with Xamarin Forms and get that running. So the week 2 sprint 2 goal is going to be, by the end of this week, I want to have a Project Euler prototype running in the device simulator, at least for problem number 1. It doesn't have to be the whole thing. I've never actually gone and solved all of the Project Euler problems, but at least problem 1 doing what I wanted to do. So that's the goal for this week. That's the one big thing. Underneath that, kind of the bullet points are going to be implement question 1, implement some kind of UI to display the question and the answer, hide the answer until someone clicks on it and then it'll appear, and have that work in the simulator. I think that's doable in a week. I don't necessarily have 40 hours of programming time that I can devote to this, but with the amount of time that I can put into this, I think that's doable in a week. So that's the dev plan for this week. Alright, let's talk about running for a minute. So Sunday I ran a 10K virtual race that actually finishes the Run Fight Win USAF Marathon Challenge that I entered for this year. I got my half marathon and 5K done right near the beginning of the month. And so yeah, now I just got to enter my times and wait for my participation medal. Oh, running. The only place where I actually like participation medals. I guess I'm a millennial after all. That's about it for updates for this week. Pretty much regular blog content, regular YouTube schedule, regular streaming schedule. So, alright. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, remember, keep your knees in the breeze and the shiny side up. Bye, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video and want more updates.